Hi, everyone. Scott Hansen with you, and this is the EA Sports Weekly Recap. Lots to get to. We start in the Pacific Northwest. The Seahawks at home to take on the Arizona Cardinals. And here it's the Seattle defense making the play. This a big play late in the ballgame. The Seahawks are playing well. They move to 7-3 with the victory. From there, it's off to SoFi Stadium. We'll look in on the Rams as they play host to the Minnesota Vikings. And it's the Rams quarterback, one of his 3 touchdown passes on the night. The Rams wind up taking this one by a touchdown. Lastly, let's squeeze in one more. And this is the Niners running back. A scintillating run for the touchdown. The Niners come away with the victory, this one in front of their home crowd. Until next week, Scott Hansen, good night from Orlando.
Please welcome one of our very own Indianapolis Colts cheerleaders, Allison Broadhurst, in the singing of our national anthem.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets' red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave.
Dating back to their days sharing candlestick park with the San Francisco Giants. A foghorn followed the 49ers down to Santa Clara and Levi Stadium, where it continues to blare and let the Bay know it is time for some football. Coming up, a highly anticipated contest between the Indianapolis Colts and the San Francisco 49ers. On the Colts sideline, that's head coach Shane Steichen. His side taking full advantage of their bye week to rest and recover. Across the field, Kyle Shanahan, coach of the 49ers. These guys are ready, as they always are, to play in front of this home crowd, hoping the extra surge of momentum pays off in a win. From the booth alongside Brock Hewitt, I'm Kate Scott, and we're just about set to get this one started. And off we go in Santa Clara. On the return, Isaiah Rogers. And great starting field position here as they bring him down beyond the 40. So out come the Colts for their first offensive possession. Leading them out to a 6th-round pick in 2025 after spending a year at Notre Dame and several at Duke. It's Riley Leonard.
As you take the field coming off of a real late season bye, you just want to maximize what last week was all about. Making sure that physically, mentally, emotionally you're recharged so you can go attack the final stretch of this season.
Here's the first carry for Jonathan Taylor. And they're all the way across midfield before he's brought down. That's an 11-yard pickup, and it gives them the first down.
First down. 1st and 10 at the 47-yard line.
When you script that first 15, Kate, and that first play is a run play, well, you can't do it better than that.
Here's 1st and 10 from the 47. They go again with Taylor. And he stopped after ripping off an 8-yard chunk. It's 2nd down.
That's a run that you'll take the result in the NFL every time. A nice play, a solid game, but it's also a run that you know, and you may come back to, because if you were that close to breaking off an explosive one, you really break the backs of the defense.
Handoff on 2nd and short. And they're going to keep moving forward, Brock, down inside the opposing 30. 12 yards on that play, and a good call nets him the first.
I call that a table setter right there. Table setter for yourself as a team in that huddle, gaining confidence on the ground, and you know that's going to set the table for some great play action pass to come.
All right, they look set now. Here we go, 1st and 10. Changing things up, they're going to throw now. Pocket isn't holding up, they're able to drop it. And they've got a little extra distance now to make up here on 2nd down.
When they were in their defensive meetings this week, that's exactly how you draw it up. Play sound zone defense. Give that quarterback nowhere to go, and let that pass rush get home.
A lot of work to do as that sack makes this a tough 2nd and 17. The gun. It's Leonard. He had it for a moment, but a great defensive play to jar it loose. Incomplete. Working across the middle, Brock, it is tough for anybody to make plays through all that mess, even when you're the biggest and baddest pass catcher on the roster.
But as a tight end, you're going to be disappointed because that's what you're paid to do. It's one thing for those undersized receivers you talk about. It's another one for these big tight ends. You are paid to make that catch through contact, and you couldn't do it.
Well, no look on his first look of the game, so that brings up 4th and long.
So many coaches love 3rd downs, and they practice them so much, Kate. Why? Because they're the money down in the NFL. Whether it's a close game already out of hand, coaches know how to execute and convert on these 3rd downs. Well, once you get out beyond 50 yards, everything in the process has got to be perfect. It's a good effort, but it's going to wind up off the mark.
The 49ers and Brandon Ayuk running onto the field. And we see that to this point, he's leading the NFL in touchdown receptions as we work through November and into our final month plus of play. The 49ers find themselves in a great starting spot here. 1st and 10 coming up. Purdy throwing here to start. He's got Ayuk on that slant. He's taken down, but he's got it to the 29. That one goes for 31 yards. And that gives the 49ers the first.
Now, right there, that's what you want to see on your opening drive. Boom! Connect on a big shot, and instantly you set a tone that you're not going to be afraid to be aggressive in this game today. Boy, do I love that.
Here's the first carry for Christian McCaffrey. And he's going to be stopped, but not before he gets him all the way down to that 15-yard line. They pick up 14 yards on that one, and that means it'll be first down San Francisco.
First down. First and 10 at the 15-yard line.
They stick with McCaffrey. Quite the turnaround these last two plays, huh? Nice gain on one, and now they get him behind the line. Man, some of these middle backers are so impressive these days, Brock. No problems at all for him to range downhill and cut that play down behind the line.
Kind of the calling card of the position played today. They're not as big as they once were, but boy, can they run. As you said, whether it's downhill or sideline to sideline like that.
From the gun is Purdy. Has him on the quick hitter. And he's got a decent gain before being brought down. So now here's 3rd and 5. Shotgun snap for Purdy. And the Colts get to him. Down he goes. And that sack brings the offense to 4th down.
Kid, all the data lately has taught us really clearly. Sacks, negative yardage plays. They not only just destroy that play, they destroy drives. Well done, defense.
So 4th down is going to bring out Eddie Pinheiro and the 49ers field goal unit for the first time. It's a 36-yard look from the left hash. Pinheiro's kick is good. And that one is going to get them on the scoreboard.
I'd say all in all, that's the exact type of start this team was looking for. 2 possessions in, they've got the lead, and a little early momentum with that field goal.
The 49ers have it on the tee as they kick it away here. On the return, here's Rodgers. This manages to get just beyond that 30-yard line. The Indianapolis offense headed out for their second drive of the game. They left a few on the table their last time out, Brock, settling for a field goal trying to miss the mark. New set of downs for them from the 31. From the gun, it's Leonard. And this one too far in front of him. It's incomplete.
That's a pretty cool look right there of the kind of coverage you're going to see when you play man-to-man. And that down and distance, you've got to be sharp on the outside. That DB certainly was.
Second down carry for Taylor. He gets forward, and that's about 4 yards. Drew Tranquil brings him to the ground.
A humble 5 to 6 yard gain on the ground. Not a huge gain, not a game-changing play by any means, but one that keeps you on schedule and takes some of the starch out of that front 7.
Shotgun snap to Leonard. And that's going to fall incomplete on a look to his running back, and it's going to bring up 4th down.
An early deficit means you lose the runway to slowly get your offense up to speed. This offense got to get going. That incompletion won't help.
Pulled in at the 20. He dodged the tackle. And a nice return out of him. They have it a little further up past their own 30. Second drive coming up for this 49ers offensive unit. And their last drive did end in points. Not as many as they wanted, though. They had to settle for that field goal despite advancing the football pretty well. New set of downs for them from the 31. Purdy on first down. Going the out route complete. And he'll get it up near the 38-yard line before going down.
That is a textbook first down completion. Sets up second and very manageable and creates space to take that shot downfield.
Play action now. Purdy. On target to his back. Here's Christian McCaffrey. And he is taken down as he drives this to the enemy 40. That chunk worth a nice 21 yards. And that gives the 49ers the first.
First and 10 at the 40-yard line.
So many cool fundamentals on display right there, Kate. Look the ball into your hands, number one. Don't turn your eyes away from it before it gets to you. And then when you've got that catch secured, snap that head forward and find that space upfield to turn a good play into a great play.
Shotgun, handoff to McCaffrey. And he's going to work it ahead for about 3. Second down coming up. Handoff to the back. And call it 1, maybe 2 yards at the end, Brock. It's third down.
Okay, that's a run that's ho-hum on the stat sheet, but if you see a bigger play on the ground later on, it'll largely be because of a play just like that one, softening up the front and opening the door for a bigger gap in the future.
Third and short. Here's Purdy. Completed to his running back. And he's going to score. Touchdown, San Francisco. The 49ers stretch their early lead to 9. Christian McCaffrey, the touchdown. So the back does the work that time. Brock taking it in for the touchdown.
Yeah, a running back in space can be an awfully dangerous weapon on a football field. Whether that's a designed route to him, a check down, you see what can happen, what kind of damage the elite running backs in this league can do.
Eddie Pinheiro on now for the extra point. Right down the middle, it's good. And the 49ers go up 10-zip here in the first.
Colts, nothing.
The 49ers have it on the tee as they kick it away here. On the return, here's Rodgers. And that's going to set them up just beyond their own 20. Now the Indianapolis offense heading out. And come off 3 and out, Brock. They really need to build some momentum from the ground as they try to get on that scoreboard here. Runner now. Completed over the middle. And he's tackled after gaining a handful. And just like that, he's on the board. Not a moment too soon, partner. They needed him to start connecting as soon as possible.
Kate, they've not disguised what they want to do. Passing game has been just really prevalent. The numbers have been called.
Yeah.
But finally, as you said, their first completion.
And it looks great flying through the air, Brock, but problems on the business end as it falls to the ground. Third down coming up.
He's counting his lucky stars. That one isn't headed the other way right now. That is not the time to challenge double coverage.
Runner to the air now. He's got it. Complete to Downs. And this one's brought to a halt at about the 36-yard line. 7 yards on that pickup. And that is good for an Indianapolis first down. Double coverage deal breaker for a lot of QBs, Brock, but less so when it's a target you trust.
You know, it's interesting, Kate, even 20-something years ago, watching Marvin Harrison and Peyton Manning work, every defense would go into every game trying to double cover him, but yet those two, well, like we just saw right there, just got it done regardless.
No luck finding his receiver that time. So it's second down coming up.
Well, that's one you chalk up to the pressure earning that incompletion. They came in before he could find a target, hit him, altered that last-second attempt to get rid of it.
Defender arrives right as the ball does, and the hit knocks it free. Incomplete.
It's been plays like that that have kept this game scoreless, and they can't execute and will continue to do so.
To the air on third and long. Finds the in route complete. Great job rallying to the football. They get him down right at the marker. Fourth down. They're going Taylor. He's got it. That's going to be a first and more. And they're going to be set up just outside that red zone. Athletic training staff hurrying to the field after the play. The injured man appears to be Josh Downs. Now they'll hit the line just outside the red zone following that big play. On the ground, E.J. Giddens gets it. Well, Brock started small at first, but then he found that lane, and it was a race to the end zone from that point on.
And it takes a little bit of everybody. How many times do we hear these coaches tell us, if you're going to get a run play for a big game, it takes the whole group, all 10 of them around him have to do their job. Got to block up front, receivers got to block on the perimeter. They all get it done, and a big chunk run follows.
Now the PAT try coming up. Extra point set right down the middle. And the Colts cut it to a field goal game.
Colts 7.
Sanchez has it all set for the kickoff. Evans now to return. And he's going to make this to the 28 before going down. The 49ers back on offense and set to take over. They really have the passing game clicking on that last touchdown drive, partner. We'll see if they stick with that or if they mix things up a bit on this series. All right, working from the gun to start. 1st and 10. Play action now with Purdy. Finds him over the middle. And they will finally catch up to him just a second before he could reach that 40. It's a gain of 11 there, and that picks up the first. So a fresh set of downs now from the 39. Well, these top-tier offenses have brought the firepower so far. Plenty of points in that first quarter. Scoreboard shows 10-7. Back to Levi Stadium right after this. We're back, and it's 49ers football as we resume. They've got 1st and 10 here, looking to add to their lead. Finds his man, it's Ricky Pearsall. And he's taken down directly on that 43-yard line. That play goes for 19 and a new set of downs.
That's another 49er first down.
I may love watching a great thrower, but I love watching a well-done route too, Kate. Make that guy think you're trying to stack him only to drop your hips and cut right inside. Some good work to help reset those chains.
From the gun, McCaffrey. He works it down inside the 40. That's a run of 8.
Well, that doesn't net a first down. You get yards like that in the run game, you will take it in the NFL.
Running for the marker on 2nd. And he's able to get this to the 32 before going down. We get a stoppage here. One of their big blockers up front. In some pain following that play. He's being attended to. First and 10 from the 32. Trying an inside give now with McCaffrey. Wild flat, 1st guy he met. No gain on that first down run.
These big D tackles in this league, they love weaponizing their size right in the middle of the field. It is so hard to clear lane against him. And once he got his paw on him, it was dead on arrival.
Well, nothing doing on the last run. It's 2nd and 10. Purdy looking to throw. They'll set up the screen to McCaffrey. And they're all over that screen, Brock. Didn't even get back to the line of scrimmage.
Okay, that's one of those situations as a quarterback that on my grade sheet, that's a negative. That screen was ambushed by the defense, and you've got to throw it away. Just find a way to put it at his feet and not create a negative play for your offense.
Gotta figure out this 3rd down here. Here he goes, 3rd and long. And there's a man there. It's intercepted. Jarmarius Ward picks it off. Well, I know I don't need to tell you, partner, but if you're going to try to get aggressive, really push a throw downfield like that, you have to be smart about how you do it.
Yeah, that is spot on, Kate. If you've got to find that spot when you know the coverage won't be able to hold up, especially as you go 20, 30, 40 yards down the field. Hey, listen, these defenders in the league today, you throw a ball deep down the field like that, it turns into a 50-50 ball. More times than not, they can make a play and take it away, just as they did.
First call here coming from the shotgun. Taylor gets it to begin the drive. This drive is going to start out at a gain of 5 before they bring him down.
That is simply a stay-on-schedule kind of run. Nothing more, nothing less, just right on schedule.
So gain of 5 on that first down. Let's see if they can repeat that performance now here on 2nd. Leonard setting up to throw. To the middle, and it's looked in by Warren. And he stopped at the spot he made the catch, so give him, looks like the 27 on that completion. They'll move the chains after that pickup of 12. To the line and set. Here we go, first down.
Let's go.
To throw, here's Leonard. Short pass brought in. And he's taken down just a couple of yards shy of the 40. That's an 11-yard pickup, and it gives them the first down.
I know the Combine tries to test everything it possibly can physically, but I don't know how you test courage at the Combine because there's nobody defending you. Nobody wants to hit you. But that was the epitome of courage to make that in cut and make the catch.
Taylor gets it on 1st and 10. That's a nice lane there, and that's good for 6 yards. They've invested some early touches in him, Brock, and the returns so far, I'd say very promising.
Kate, I told you this story before, but it was the same play 18 plays in a row. You know, I was really good with that clipboard on the sidelines. 18 plays in a row, Peyton ran the same play. If you can't stop it, keep calling it.
60 license, 60 license.
Looking to throw, Leonard. Taken in by Downs, left side. And he's going to go down right along the midfield stripe. Give him 5 on the play, and it'll be first down Colts.
You know, it sure seems like he knew exactly where he was going with that before the snap. That's a pre-snap decision that led to a post-snap first down.
Out of the gun, it's Leonard. That pass caught by Gould. And they get there to take him down right around the 41.
Okay, when Bill Walsh was implementing the drag route with the 49ers in the 80s, it sounded the same way as it did with Mike Holmgren and me with the Seahawks in the 2000s. Versus man on a drag route, run away. You see zone coverage, settle down, give your quarterback his numbers, and you can find a completion just like that.
Able to find Gould here. And they bring him down around the 34. That one gains 7. And that is good for an Indianapolis first down. Play clock running low, and Shane Steichen signals for a timeout. And they'll have 2 left to work with here in the first half. So they'll head up here, 1st and 10 from the 34. Here's Leonard to throw. Left side into the hands of Warren. And he's stopped at the 31-yard line.
That's not a big completion on a stat sheet, but that's a big contested, what I call gritty catch right there. And that's what the best tight ends will get you.
From the gun, it's Leonard. Splits a couple of defenders and completes it. And they haul him down just a foot or two shy of the red zone. And that one goes for a gain of 11. And it'll be first down Colts. And that right there is about the best you could hope for against double coverage. Good chunky yards, and more importantly, Brock, you don't get burned taking a risk.
Yeah, it's really the defense that gets burned, and that is just demoralizing. You got double coverage, you got what you want, and 2 guys can't stop one.
To throw, Leonard. Going with the screen to Taylor. And that tackle stops him after a solid gain.
Hey, you like these results on first. That completion right there, right in the window where all options are now available to you on second down. That playbook wide open.
Ready? 19, Tiger, 19. Go, Rick. Go, straight. Ready, go.
Option give to Taylor. Beats his way through a tackle. And he'll get them enough for a first down.
I don't know about you, Kate, but he sure made getting that first down look really easy. A lot easier than it's supposed to be for that defense. And I think they'll hear about it when they get to the sidelines.
So a new set of downs. Here we go. 1st and 10.
Let's go. Hunter. Grab ball, lady.
Run here with Giddens. Can't slip that initial tackle. Stops made for no gain on that first down play. So it's going to be 2nd down and 10 on the other side, Brock. We've reached our 2-minute warning. More football from Levi Stadium in just a moment. First down run netted him nothing. Here is 2nd and 10. Shotgun snap to Leonard. And they take this in for the score. The Colts get some late points and the lead. This distance, a very dangerous player on any pass play because, Brock, as he's scanning the field to throw for the end zone, he's looking for an avenue to run it too.
Kate, this is exactly why it's never been harder to play defense in the NFL. The precision and the execution in the passing game, the efficiency has never been better. But then when you do cover it up, you got guys like this who can scramble and make you pay with their legs.
Sanchez has it all set for the kickoff. Evans now to return. He's brought down at what looks like the 24-yard line. Now out comes the San Francisco offense. Their last series sure was looking like points up until that interception, Brock. Hopefully they can move the ball similarly well as they take over here. San Francisco to the line. It's 1st and 10. Not deterred by that pick. He's throwing again. It's his running back. He's going to be brought down right at the 35. Purdy on 1st down. Lofts it deep right side. He's got it inside the 25. Touchdown, San Francisco. The 49ers get some late points and the lead. Ricky Pearsall with the touchdown.
There are a couple different ways now you can win on the fly route. You can just run right by somebody, or you can use that big body, try to win a one-on-one matchup. Whatever way you go about it, this is the type of upside this route can provide.
Extra point try now from Pinheiro. The point after splits the uprights. And the 49ers push their lead to 3.
Niners 17, Colts 14.
The 49ers have it on the see as they kick it away here. On the return, here's Rodgers. Things going well so far. Nice effort here. They're going to tackle him just shy of the 35. The Colts have running back Jonathan Taylor headed out with the rest of the offense. And I'd say the ROI on his early touches have made him a pretty good investment for first half work. He's gotten off to a great start here. So they'll head up here 1st and 10 from the 34.
Here we go, Shaq.
Leonard now. Okay, it's Adonai Mitchell. And he's down after getting this up to the 41. Colts operating from the hurry-up, rushing back to the line. Second and manageable. He's throwing. That one is incomplete. Couldn't hang on through the contact. You go middle of the field against zone coverage, Brock. You know this firsthand. You are throwing into rush hour, and there aren't a lot of easy completions to be found in that part of the field.
Yeah, and a lot of those throws, Kate, you're signing your guy up to take some sort of hit. It's on you to protect your guys. Credit that defense for flying around and making the play.
18 Cardinal, 18 Cardinal.
Here he is on 3rd and short. That one nabbed by Warren. And he'll pick up enough to move the chains. Colts operating from the hurry-up, rushing back to the line. Leonard to the air now. Fits it through the middle. And he nearly gets them into the red zone as he's down at the 22. Colts trying to get set quickly here.
Colts, first down. 1st and 10 at the 20.
Still sticking with the passing game. That one falls to the turf. Couldn't hang on. It's incomplete.
That drop ruins the payoff to a well-designed play. It got a man open, it beat the coverage. That's a call they can revisit in the future with hopefully a much better job finishing the catch.
After the incompletion, 2nd and 10 from the 22. He's going to throw it again. Trying to connect, but it winds up incomplete. First time this game they've looked to him. So now it's going to be 3rd and long.
Those passes get more and more difficult as you try to get aggressive downfield. I love the call. I love pushing the ball down the field. But the windows in the throwing lanes aren't there large. And it only takes a little bit for a throw to be off. That is a DB's best friend, pressure. That pressure earned that incompletion. They came in before he could find a target and hit him to alter that last-second attempt to get rid of it.
And it is good. No problems there on the shorter attempt. And it'll knock this game up late in the 2nd quarter.
Just a whole different mindset now, Kate, really for both sides. As they go into halftime, more than likely tied. Just starting from scratch. Whole new ball game.
Evans now to return. And this will give him some decent field position here, partner. And this gets out to the 30. The 49ers are ready to go on offense for the final time in the first half. Not a whole lot of time left for him to put something together here before the break. We'll see how they choose to use these final 22 seconds, Brock, of our first half. Slot receivers headed left. First down throw by Purdy. Completed over the middle. He will have this across that 40-yard line before they manage to stop him. We get a timeout here taken by the 49ers. That's going to be their first. First down from the 42.
First down. 1st and 10 at the 42-yard line.
Shotgun snap for Purdy. He's got Ayuk on that slant. And he's short of the first after a mild gain. San Francisco calls it 2nd timeout. And they still have one in their pocket for what's left of this half. Working out of the gun, it's Purdy. Finds him over the middle. And he's brought down right in the neighborhood of that 40-yard line. Just before halftime, we get a timeout taken.
1st and 10 at the 39.
Eddie Pinheiro out to try to put up 3 here for the Niners. This from the right hash and a considerable distance. Has the distance, but headed well left. No good. And this stays tied here in the 2nd.
He was hitting from that distance pregame. Heck, we were on the field watching it, and they were confident he could do so again. Just did not work out this time around.
One last play before the break.
Check, bobcat, check, bob, come on, set. Lion, check, go.
They'll start on the ground. Taylor. And he's going to have this down to the 42-yard line. So we're all knotted up here at the half, Bronc, as we send this over to our buddy Scott Hansen, who's got our halftime report. Scott?
Okay, Kate, thanks very much. 10 weeks have come and gone. The temperature's starting to dip a little bit here in November. Lots to show you. Let's talk about it. Our look around the NFL starts now. It begins in Arlington. The Cowboys at home to take on their rivals, the New York Football Giants. And this is Cam Scattaboo. He covers a lot of ground here. 23 yards, touchdown. The Giants up their mark to 7-4 with this win. From there, it's off to Atlanta. Let's look in on the Falcons as they host the Jacksonville Jaguars. And it's the lefty, Michael Penix, hooking up with his man for the touchdown here. One of 3 touchdown passes for him in the ballgame. The Falcons get a much-needed win as they move back to 500 at 5-5. One last one to show you, and it's in Detroit. It's the Lions taking on the Raiders. And it's the Raiders quarterback. He's going to do it himself, takes it into the end zone, 11-yard touchdown. The Raiders run their winning streak to 5 straight as they get another W. With that, time for a look at the rest of the action going on here in week number 11 in the NFL's regular season. Meanwhile, in our game, we expected a tight one, and we got it, all even at the break. As we hand it back over to the commentary team, Kate Scott and Brock Heward.
incredible second half, all tied as we kick it away here in quarter number 3. Return starts at the 9. Things going well so far. And great starting field position here as they bring him down beyond the 40. The 49ers and Brandon Ayuk running onto the field. And you can see with the stats there, such a weapon for this offense to utilize week in and week out.
Hey, we're dead even here through 2 quarters, and you know exactly what that means. That means both coaching staffs emphasize coming out strong here to begin the second half. Well, that return puts you in great position to do so, and maybe even take control of this game.
Call it 9 yards. Looked like a first for a moment. It's 2nd and 1.
While that run may not move the chains, Kate, that is such a confidence builder. Sets the tone for more play action, maybe more runs. That's exactly how you want to start a drive.
The gun is Purdy. Oh, he's in trouble, and he's going to go down. The Colts got him. And this defense going to try to hang on to that momentum, Brock, as they go for another stop on 3rd down.
This is a time where you get in that huddle and you just look at one another and say, hey, let's get back in rhythm. Get back in rhythm. Get something good to feel good about. Sure, you'd love to get the first down, but more than anything, just find a positive play after a huge sack.
Drive in dire straits. It's 3rd and 9.
Get set, get set. Up.
Here he goes, 3rd and long. He had it for a moment, but a great defensive play to jar it loose. Incomplete.
Well, that took some force right there. That took some serious defensive effort to force the incompletion. You're not going to see a lot of guys ever let go of a football when they got a first down right in their midst. But that force, that contact, separated man from ball.
And he drives this one skyward, hoping to drop it near the goal line. Signals for the fair catch, and he's got it at the 27. The Colts have running back Jonathan Taylor headed out with the rest of the offense. And in a tie game, we've been sensing a breakthrough coming, Brock. Might this be the drive where we finally see one side get the edge over the other?
Well, if it is, Kate, you know and I know it's about play-to-play execution, and more than likely, making sure they can convert in some of those situational downs.
60 Bison.
Now it's Leonard. Has him on the quick hitter. And he's got a decent gain before being brought down.
There's no question, Kate, that the big plays down the seam or big tight ends a fan favorite, but it's those type of catches right there. The short yardage, it gets good coverage, contested catches, they really make tight ends a locker room favorite.
Short pass brought in. This is close, but I think they stopped him short, partner. Yep, spots at the 37. It's going to be 3rd down. Taylor trying to run for this first. The trick play unsuccessful. His throw falls incomplete. 4th down coming up.
Stopped right at the line, but might as well have been a loss of yards as far as the offense is concerned. It's always humbling when you try force versus force, and the defense wins out.
Zone read, handoff to Taylor. And he stops. The call to go for it from their own side backfires on him with a turnover on downs. And that's a great field position. New set of downs from 37. Handoff headed left to McCaffrey. And they blow up the opening play of this drive. Love the aggressiveness from this defense. And it's not just in quarterbacks, Brock Hewitt, who got to have short memories. You tell me this too, defenses need them sometime as well.
Yeah, 100%. You give up a big run, well, too bad. No time to dwell on it because you got to line up, buckle up that chin strap, and try to knock them backwards.
That's going to be caught by his back, McCaffrey. And this drives him back at a field goal range, Brock, as he's stopped for loss of yardage.
He specializes in salvaging broken plays out of the backfield, but even he couldn't get anything out of that one, Kate. That defense, they were all over it.
Colts in the nickel set on 3rd.
Get set, get set. 18, what's up?
Third and long for him here. Ayuk makes the catch. And he's going to be down to within a yard of that red zone as the stop is made. So 3rd and 16, no problem for them as they get the first.
First down.
You know, they call that the money down for a reason, because you're just simply not going to last long in the NFL if you don't convert a good portion of your third downs. It's the money down. And nice to see them roll the dice and continue the series.
Watch out!
On 1st and 10, it's McCaffrey. And 2nd down is going to be a good bit tougher. He can't even get back to the line. This play loses yards. The presence of those tight ends works both ways, Brock. You know this. Gives them more blockers up front, but it also clues the defense in to be ready for that run.
Yeah, you could put 7 blockers up there, even put 8, I don't know, 9, all the blockers in the world, but if they don't work in concert together to create a lane, it doesn't matter.
That's incomplete left side.
Well, you certainly want those throws to be automatic. Every team, if you're going to be efficient, you got to hit those passes in the short to intermediate zone to effectively move the ball in this league.
On 3rd down, Purdy. And he brings it in. Touchdown, San Francisco. The 49ers take a 3rd quarter lead. It's a Brandon Ayuk touchdown. Well, they definitely wanted to get that one out quick, Brock. They did just that, and it ends in 6.
We hear it all the time, but it is so true, Kate. This is a game about matchups, and when you see a throw that quick, it really was determined pre-snap. It was great design and tremendous execution.
Pinheiro good on the extra point. And the 49ers break that tie and now lead by 7.
17.
The 49ers have it on the tee as they kick it away here. Nixon now to return it. And he gets across the 30 before he's brought down. The Colts have running back Jonathan Taylor headed out with the rest of the offense. And as some running lanes have closed, he's just found some new ones, continuing to hit this defense more good numbers well into this second half. New set of downs for him from the 31. Straight ahead with Taylor. This is ahead for about 5. Brought down by Fred Warner. Well, we talked about this before, Brock. The thinking's simple but effective. We'll stop getting it to this guy when you find a way to stop him, and they have yet to do that today.
You know, there's just certain things up in this booth that I love. I think you could feel it emanating from me. And one of them is when you impose your will, and you don't back away from it. If they can't stop it, run it right at them.
Back to Taylor on 2nd down. They're going to bring him down just after he crosses the 50. Big gain, 14 on the play. And that is good for an Indianapolis 1st down.
First down.
That right there, that will make the coaches happy. He didn't just get the 1st down, but got a healthy chunk of bonus yards afterwards.
Now carried by Giddens. And they'll surrender just a lone yard. That brings up 2nd down.
Okay, the 2-yard run on 1st down, I think that keeps you ahead of schedule. You're going to have to pick up the pace.
At the 48-yard line.
Need a better result than that last run. It's 2nd and 8. Out of the gun, it's Leonard. Finds a seam down the middle. And he'll be brought down at about the 29. A 19-yard pickup, and that's going to move the chains.
Year after year, the best offenses are multifaceted. It's not just the receivers or the tight ends that can make plays through the air. When you get running backs that can attack the middle of the field like that, man, is it difficult on the defense.
Got it. Ready?
And keep this drive moving, partner. Here's another 1st and 10.
Get it. Lightning, hurry, hurry.
Gun snap to Leonard. It was there, but he couldn't hang on. That's incomplete. He's been a frequent target throughout this game, Brock. We've seen that coverage tighten up a little bit more on him every time the ball's thrown his way.
Well, it hasn't taken him off the board completely. He's still beating them for some catches, but that heightened focus defensively does lead to moments like that one where what would normally be a catch falls incomplete.
From the gun, Taylor. Here's the tackle. He's still going. The stop was made, but not until he reaches that 17-yard line. They gain 11 on that play, and it'll be first down Colts.
Every offense in this league is looking for a back who can be an athlete and a bruiser at the same time. You feel lucky if you got one. Someone who can, well, eat up space when the lanes are open and deliver a little punishment to stretch plays when that tackler tries to meet him in the middle.
And he's going to be tackled, but still all the way down to the 6. It's a real solid pickup, 12 yards, and it rewards him with a first and goal.
You want to become a quarterback's best friend, do that. Turn a short little gain, a short little pass into some yards after catch, and that quarterback will find you again.
Let's go now. 60. Hey, smash Bronco. Check up.
First and goal, here's Taylor. They get to him behind the line, and he loses the football. And he mitigates the damage by falling on it, but still a loss on that play.
Go.
To throw, Leonard. Going with the screen to Taylor. And he's able to get it to the 2 before the stop.
Rhythm. You hear me talk about rhythm a lot. Whether it's a golf swing, a baseball swing, heck, even a bowler gets himself into rhythm. And I'm just telling you, Kate, from experience, these little throws to running backs, it's one of the best things to get your offense into rhythm and a nice little gain on top of it.
2 yards standing between this unit and 6. Here's third and goal.
Riggs. 19 Tiger. 19 Tiger. 72.
From the gun, it's Leonard. And he finds him in the end zone for the Indy touchdown. The Colts can tie it up after hitting Paydirt in the 3rd. So they punch it in for 6, Brock, and now a conversion away from tying this game back up.
This one just has the feel, doesn't it? The makings of a one-score game in the fourth quarter that could go either way.
They'll set up here for the point after. Drifted near that upright, but he gets it to go. And the Colts tie this game up. Now after tying this game up, they're all set to send her away. He fields it from the 8. Finds some space. He's past the 30. And he's going to reach that 34-yard line before he stops. The 49ers send Brandon Ayuk running onto the field. And after the impressive drive we just witnessed, you got to imagine that they are hoping to respond with something similar.
Yeah, and I don't love to use the word can't, right? But this can't be a 3-and-out for this offense right here. They got to give their defense a chance to catch their breath and turn some of the momentum in the building.
Defender arrives right as the ball does, and the hit knocks it free. Incomplete. Well, he already has himself one interception in this game, partner, and throws like that are going to find him another if he isn't careful.
Yep, those are the throws you want to intersperse, kind of sprinkle into your passing game, because if they become the norm and you're constantly thrown into coverage, that's when one pick becomes 2, 2 becomes 3,
And he's going to be driven out by a defender just before he can get it up to midfield. It's a 13-yard play, and that's enough for the first.
First down. First and 10 at the 48-yard line.
Dive play straight ahead. And that's only 1 yard up the middle. Going to be second down.
You know, when you're a defender and you see them give that quick little take to the fullback, you just have to stop him before he gets started. They piled on him and held him to minimal yardage.
Get set. 18.
Trying to throw this from the gun. That one falls incomplete and brings us to the end of this third quarter. A touchdown aside in that frame as we run out of time in the third quarter. It's been a high-scoring game so far, but we're still tied 24-all to begin the final frame. Last pass unsuccessful. Let's see what they do on third down. They'll motion him out of the backfield. Throw here, third down. Taken in on the right side by Pearsall. He makes the catch, but is hit before he can get that first down. They say he's maybe a yard short.
You can earn your money in the NFL in all sorts of different ways, but defensively, in a league where you're just not hitting as much in training camp, you're not tackling as much as they got to in the old days, and you can make a play in the open field, keep them short like that, I promise you some money will follow.
Here comes the Colts offense now for another possession. They were able to say mission accomplished on their last series, finding that end zone, but the work, well, it starts all over again right now.
And you know this, Kate, from our years together of doing this. I'm a firm believer of call it till they stop it. It doesn't mean you have to innovate right away. Call the same plays until they stop them, because they proved last drive they couldn't.
Taylor now up the middle, and they're able to grind him to a halt after a pickup of 4.
You know, Kate, that might be a little bit of a disappointing run to him. He wanted more. They always do. But that's exactly what they were after offensively to get this drive moving.
Let's go now.
Second down carry for Taylor. And 2 yards are all he can get. It's third down. Leonard to throw. Taken in by Downs, left side. And he's tackled with the first down yardage.
Gain of 6. That's good for a Colts. First down.
They like to say it's about the Jimmies and the Joes. I think that's about the X's and the O's. That's a well-drawn-up completion that nets them a first down.
Bringing the offense up to the line. First and 10. Shotgun, handoff to Taylor. He's taken down after a very productive effort there, Brock, up to the 40-yard line. And that one goes for a gain of 11. And that is good for an Indianapolis first down.
That's just not the guy defensively you ever want in the open field. Frankly, with the amount of space he had at one point, they're lucky to have limited to the gain they did.
Here's Giddens. It's a pickup of 14 yards as the chains reset.
14 more yards. That's another Colts first down. A gain of 14.
Danger, Kate. Danger, I say. You get this guy in the open field, and he is dangerous to take it to the house.
First and 10 now from the 46.
Let's go. Pass the 60. Pass go, Lee. Go.
On play action now, Leonard. Well, the pressure nearly got to him, but still a good play defensively as that one falls incomplete.
And this is why scouts talk about a player's closing speed, Kate. You know, once he senses the pressure, he's getting rid of that ball. It takes a player who can close quickly to get to him before it's released. And that sure altered the throw.
Looking to throw, Leonard. That's going to be caught by his back, Taylor. And he has it to the 42 before they make the stop. Following that completion, remember the O-line looks to be in some pain. They're headed out to take a look at him now. Nice drive here. It's up to 8 plays as they get set for 3rd and 6.
Ready? Move it, check, Bobcat.
To the air on 3rd and long. And oh, someone stepped in. It's intercepted. And the 49ers will take over as he records his first interception of our season.
You know what this is, Kate? This is the practice field coming to life. Really on both sides of the ball. Right, you watch defensive coaches preach all the time, and they work on these returns to get to the near sideline, everybody to get a block. And then for those offensive players to show the effort to go chase that down so it's not a pick six, yeah, it stinks for the offense. But that was the practice field coming to life for everybody to see.
'49ers to the line. 1st and 10. McCaffrey running between the tackles. And a couple of teammates combining there for the stop after just 1 yard.
I don't think that's the amount that they were looking for there, Kate. Going to lead to some shuffling around here in the playbook. Find a more aggressive call on 2nd.
Last run, not a lot of help, Brock. 9 to go now on 2nd down.
It's it.
Play action now. Purdy. Looking to his fullback now. And he gets this down inside the red zone before going out. Following the play, one of the 49ers still pretty shaken up. Trainers getting out there to see what's wrong. Extra man in the secondary for the Colts now. 3rd down. Purdy looking to throw. It's in or no, they dropped another one. Picks dropped on back-to-back plays, Brock. It does force a 4th down. A big moment coming up for Eddie Pinheiro on this attempt. Ball on the right hash for this 36-yard look. Tracking for it, and it's good! And they take the lead in the 4th quarter.
That field goal gives them the lead for the moment, Kate, but you don't feel comfortable when you look up at that scoreboard. This one isn't over, and that lead certainly isn't safe.
The 49ers have it on the tee as they kick it away here. On the return, here's Rodgers. And this gets out to the 30 before he stops. The Colts have running back Jonathan Taylor headed out with the rest of the offense. And those legs must be tired, but he ain't stopping, Brock. Not with the type of game that he's been having for himself on the ground. So 1st and 10 now from the 30.
Here we go.
Back to work after throwing the pick. Couldn't find a completion on 1st down.
That play right there, Kate, that just goes to show you, you can't take any completion for granted. Even some of the shortest passes in the game plan.
2nd and 10, and they'll stick to the air. And he let his man just a little too much there. That's an incomplete pass. That throw intended for Tyler Warren. So they're left facing 3rd and long. Well, even with the pick on that last drive, partner, he is showing no hesitation whatsoever.
Well, in order to play this game, Kate, at this level, you've got to be aggressive. You can't let a previous mistake really affect your next decision. I'll say this as well. In the NFL, you throw into coverage too many times, there'll be more interceptions.
Into a crowd, and intercepted! Drew Tranquil with the pick. And the 49ers get it back on the fringes of field goal range there at the 41. You gotta imagine, partner, there are a lot of of folks shaking their heads at seeing that. He has battled interceptions all season, and here, he's now been picked off on back-to-back drives.
Yeah, shaking their heads because on this drive and throughout the season, the adjustments just haven't been there. The picks just keep coming week after week after week, and this time, back-to-back series.
2 on the pickup there, and it's going to be 2nd and 8. They kick the running back in motion. Working out of the gun, it's Purdy. Jump off caught by his back. Escapes the defender, and he's out of bounds just short of the 30.
Well, he saw his guys pick up the blitz. Well, he felt them pick it up anyway if he wasn't looking at him. But with their effort on his behalf, I think this QB felt owed to them and the group up front to find somebody to get a completion, so that effort up front wasn't in vain.
They sent him right up the gut, but he wasn't able to get anywhere. The defense braced for impact, and they made the stop. It's 4th down.
For a QB sneak to actually go backwards, a couple things have to happen. Fumble of a snap, or that front defensively absolutely overwhelms the line of scrimmage. That one was the latter, and kudos to them. As much as that can help them breathe just a little easier on the scoreboard, it doesn't take away now any of the tension this defense is feeling. They're going to need to step up, come through with the stop right here.
Nixon now to return it. He stopped on the run back at the 27. The Indianapolis offense ready to take another swing at it. And the last 2 drives have been teaching tape for that defense, Brock, and probably have earned this offense a lecture in the near future as well. Just haven't been able to take care of that football.
Yeah, I just kind of want to focus on those guys. Everything they're doing on that side, because the humble pie this offense is eating, it's been a tough watch. That's what you call efficiency. Exactly what you're looking for on 1st down. Textbook. It sets up 2nd and very manageable, and it creates that space if you want to take a shot down the field.
They're going to have this up at the 44-yard line as they haul him down. Coming to the line for another 1st and 10. Leonard now. Left side pulled in by Pittman. And he's tackled after gaining a handful.
4 yards on the pickup. 2nd and 6 at their 49-yard line.
This is 2nd and 6 coming up. Leonard setting up the throw. Once more into the hands of Pittman. And they make the tackle at the 38. A nice gain of 13 yards as it brings up a 1st down. New set of downs for him. That starts at the 38. Throwing it again here. Falls to the ground out left, incomplete.
Well covered on that play. Really not a large window for him to sneak that throw in.
It leads to 2nd and 10.
After the incompletion, still at the 38, it's 2nd and 10.
Let's go now. Nice. Go check. Go check. Huh. Check go.
They are throwing it again. Pocket isn't holding up. They're able to drop it. And that pushes them back. 3rd down coming up. We've reached the 2-minute warning in Santa Clara. Colts trail by 6. So not an enviable spot here as they come up on third and very long. Now to throw. Sends this to the end zone. That could be it, folks. It's intercepted. Picked off Reed Blankenship.
Okay, that's far from the first time we've seen him throw into the wrong team, but this one was probably the most costly.
Riders take over first and 10 on their own 20-yard line.
San Francisco to the line. It's first and 10. On the ground to begin the drive with McCaffrey. And he works his way for a gain of 4. Now whistles and a timeout taken quickly by the defense. 1:50 left to go.
That's one of those sneaky little runs, Kate, that gets you enough yards to create some doubt into that defensive coordinator. You could stick to the ground. You could throw beyond the sticks. You really create some indecision now defensively.
On second down, here's McCaffrey. And they get him for a loss. That's a big one, Brock, and might see them burn a timeout. Timeout, Indianapolis. That's its second. And they'll have just one left to burn now. Colts in the nickel set on third. They'll empty the backfield and motion him out. Back to throw. And they really went for it on third down, didn't they? But the heave falls incomplete. Now they're facing fourth down.
You never, ever, as an offense, like 3 and outs, Kate, but you really don't like them on third down when you throw into tight coverage like that. Got to manufacture a better look.
Punt meets him at the 28. It's a nice running on that return. He gets it up past the 35. The Colts offense set to head out. And Brock, I know the goal is always points every drive, but I think just as big a goal, gotta play clean football here. You cannot give it away for a third consecutive possession.
Yeah, we call that rebuilding some confidence in yourself as a group, right? Just to execute without the mistakes. Pros, you can shake off a turnover with ease, but back-to-back, even the seasoned vets have a little trouble getting past that.
Completed to his running back. And he'll be brought down a step or two shy of midfield. They're going to mark him at the 48.
Brings up second and a yard.
Here he is to throw. Has him on the quick hitter. And that short gain is enough for a new set of downs. Colts operating from the hurry-up, rushing back to the line. Setting up to pass. That could be it, folks. It's intercepted. Picked off Reed Blankenship. And this one may be out of reach now because the defense comes through with 6. Went to the old well one too many times, Brock, and this time the defense was ready for it.
Yeah, you make as many catches as he has in this game, you're going to attract some extra attention. They knew it was probably going his way in the near future, and he had somebody there waiting for it that time.
Now Purdy leading the offense up to go for 2. They'll try it on the ground, and he isn't able to get in here. That lead's going to stay right where it is.
36.
Oh, I love seeing this, Brock. They got surprised with the pick 6, but they made absolutely sure there would not be another 2 added on.
Yeah, kind of the epitome of sudden change, especially on such short notice. Not a lot of time to get prepped on that sideline to get out there to defend the 2-point play. They did their job and limited the damage that came from that interception.
Shane Steichen getting his Colts offense ready to go for a new series. And that last pick 6 might just be the nail in the coffin of their hopes in this one, Brock, as that lead now stretches to 2 possessions.
Well, we get to see now how these guys react to this kind of adversity. Do they shake it off and be aggressive? Because we know they've got to score and score quickly.
Short pass brought in. And he's tackled for a short gain. Well, the good part is he did bring that play to a stop. Unfortunately, looks like he got banged up on the tackle. He's in some discomfort out there. Out of the gun, it's Leonard. Dumps this underneath to Taylor. And he's going to get this up to the 45 before he's brought down. Colts operating from the hurry-up, rushing back to the line. Leonard to the air now. Trying to push deep downfield. He almost threw another one. Back-to-back throws now that should have been picked off, partner, as he continues making risky decisions with the football. From the pistol, here's Leonard. That one gonna go against the D.
Best interference. Defense.
So a little too much contact on the part of the defender, and the officials flag him for it. Penalty yardage marked off. Here's 1st and 10. From the gun, it's Leonard. And this won't be caught. Clock is going to stop. We've got 14 seconds to go. Not on the same page with his tight end. And now they face 2nd down. Shotgun snap to Leonard. Going deep here for the end zone. And all right, it's a touchdown in the final moments. So win still very unlikely, but a sliver of hope now after that play.
A receiver this skilled, well, he's got every route in his back pocket, but sometimes simple is better. No complicated cuts, no double moves. You just go run right by him.
That one splits the uprights. And the Colts trim the deficit down to 5.
Colts 31.
So only a handful of seconds left. They have time for this and a single snap. Did the Colts get to it in time? Yes, it's Colts football. One of the toughest things for a team to achieve successfully, and yet they made that look simple, partner, getting the ball back.
Yeah, unlike that round ball that you like to talk about, this one bounces in funny ways, and the numbers, well, they're not on your side on these onside kicks, but it happened to work this time and may embolden them in the future to take the risk again.
So the 49ers earn the win in this one. And there was no easing up. It took some white knuckling until the very end, but their defense carried that small lead through to the finish line as they escape with the victory. With Brock Ewart and our entire crew, I'm Kate Scott. You've been watching the NFL on EA Sports. It's a win for the 49ers, as we'll see you next time from Santa Clara.